Chris Johnson here. So I'm inside City Hall steps for this rally they have here now. So basically, what's going on is they have a hearing. They finally got a hearing. They finally got a hearing. They finally got a hearing. So, sorry. Finally got a hearing. They finally got a hearing. You got Jacko here. Jacko Shabbat is here, by the way. Everybody relax.
Somos vendedores y no delincuentes. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. Y si nos echan, nos regresamos. Si nos echan, nos regresamos.
She's on.
So I'm gonna start once she's here.
Okay. Says, wait for Rita Sanchez. She's the prime sponsor of Intro 431.
Nos tiene que apoyar. Donde quiera que vamos.
Manny Mastro.
La gente nos pregunta. ¿Quiénes son ustedes? Nosotros contestamos. Somos vendedores.
Intro 431. So,
Porque no hay recibidos.
Rita Sanchez.
Y no nos vamos.
Sorry about that.
Y no nos vamos. Y si nos echan, nos regresamos. Nos regresamos. Nos regresamos. La lucha obrera no tiene
I'm going on
fronteras.
Facebook Live. Fuck that.
Obrera no tiene fronteras. La lucha obrera no tiene fronteras.
What's up, man? What up, bro? Everything good?
Just so you know, you have a tag on the back of your pants. Do you want me to get it for you?
I got it. Oh, thanks for letting me know, man.
On your right side.
Yo, am I right? Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
I got it. Thank you, man. Thank you. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. This is a Jackson just gave me a hood guy for me. It's okay, yeah.
Folks, just one quick announcement. We're gonna start in 2 minutes. We have some speakers running behind, stuck in the train. Thanks, NTA.
Yeah.
We're gonna start in 2 minutes. So we're gonna keep firing up some chants. And once our speakers are here, we're gonna kick off. Are you all ready?
Yeah.
Are you all excited? Yeah. Let's go with the chants. Kick it off.
Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
Free buses. Free buses. Free buses. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Feeling good? Feel good? Intro 4. Now you got the hearing. Y'all finally got the hearing. That's fine. You got it. So wait, a lot of people speaking today or what? There should be a lot. All right, cool. All right, got it. If I come later. Free buses. I'm live, so I'm sorry about that. I'm live. I'm going live. Let me do this bullshit. Oh. They finally got their hearing. They finally got their hearing. Finally got their hearing. It's gonna be, I'm testifying to this too. I'm testifying to this too.
Y la lluvia, ni el viento, detiene el movimiento. Detiene el movimiento.
¿Qué queremos?
Licencias y permisos.
¿Y cuánto?
Ahora.
Creando
Poder popular. Luchando, creando poder popular. Aquí estamos. Y no nos vamos. Aquí estamos. Y no nos vamos.
So, the Risa's here.
Jamás serán vencidos.
Los Deliveristas, the Unidos is here.
Jamás serán vencidos. Unidos jamás serán vencidos.
No.
I asked for this
Acoso no.
It's raining out here. Let's let you guys know. Got CPC is here. Everybody's here. So.
Cueste lo que cueste. México. Presente, presente, presente. Presente, presente, presente. Presente, presente, presente. América Latina. Presente, presente, presente. Vendedores unidos jamás serán vencidos. Vendedores unidos jamás serán vencidos. Consejo, escucha. Estamos en la lucha. 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 Cuéntenos bien. No somos uno. No somos 100. Somos millones. Cuéntenos bien.
Yeah, with the Brooklyn here today. Worker Justice Project is here. Everybody's in here. That's what it is. I support this bill. They try to put a bill one shot and hopefully it goes through. You know how it is with me, man. I hope it goes through.
Dice que así se hizo. Ahora. ¿Y cómo? Luchando, creando poder popular. Luchando, creando poder popular. Tacos sí, tickets no. Tacos sí, tickets no. Tamales sí, tickets no.
Over here, Jay Choi, Big Boy.
Lucha sí, Mulita sí, multas no. Apoyo sí.
So we're live.
¿Qué queremos? Licencia sin permiso. ¿Qué queremos? Licencia sin permiso. ¿Y cuándo? ¿Cuándo? ¿Cuándo? Ahora. ¿Cuándo? 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 Ahora. ¿Y cómo? Luchando, creando poder popular. Luchando, creando poder popular. Vendedores unidos jamás serán vencidos. Vendedores unidos jamás serán vencidos. Vendedores unidos jamás serán vencidos. Unidos jamás serán vencidos. ¿Dónde está Brooklyn? ¿Dónde está el Bronx? Escucho, presente, presente, presente. ¿Dónde está Queens? ¿Dónde está el Alto Manhattan?
There's a lot of people here. You guys start to the
¿Qué queremos?
There's another rally that's happening across at Fulton Square, so when I'm done here, I'm going over there.
¿Cuándo? ¿Cuándo?
It's gonna be a little game there, though.
¿Cuándo?
Luchando, creando poder popular.
Luchando, creando poder popular. Un fuerte aplauso, compañeros. Consejo,
Estamos en la lucha.
consejo,
Escucha, estamos en la lucha.
consejo, escucha, estamos en la lucha. Consejo, escucha, estamos en la lucha. Vendedores unidos
What's up, bro?
serán vencidos. Vendedores unidos jamás serán vencidos. Bien, compañeros, vamos a requerir un poco de paciencia porque va a ser un programa donde todos van a dar sus discursos. y va a demorar un rato. En lo mientras,
It has to be, right? That's
no hay,
the way.
They about to go live right now. I'm live already.
Entonces, paciencia, por favor.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful day to be on the steps of City Hall. My name is Calvin Baker, and I'm here as a member of FEP Leadership Board. I've been selling watches and other general merchandise in Harlem on 125th Street for many years. I am here today with my comrades and with Cleo to tell City Hall the street vendors want a functioning system that gives us the opportunity to thrive and provide order in our streets. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Cleo.
Eric?
Buenos días, mi nombre es Clotilde Juárez y soy integrante de la Junta Directiva de Vendedores Ambulantes. Vendo antojitos mexicanos en Junction Boulevard. Llevo muchos años.
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Leo, and I sell Mexican food on Junction Boulevard.
Llevo muchos años trabajando mi negocio. Hoy estoy aquí con mi compañero Kelvin para decirle al Consejo Municipal que queremos un sistema que funcione.
I'm here today with my comrade Calvin to tell City Hall and City Council that we want a fair and just street vending system.
Y queremos un sistema que funcione para todos en las calles. Queremos orden.
We want order on the streets, and we want a system that works for everybody.
We're on the go now. We are on the go. Okay, here we go. We are here because vendors are tired of blame and abuse, neglect from everyone and everywhere. Street vendors are New Yorkers. We contribute to our communities in so many ways. Every month, there's a new viral video showing a family broken apart, harmed, abused by the system. This is unacceptable, and the city should be ashamed that hardworking people being treated like this on their watch. Then they have the power to change this unfair system and pass the street vendor reform package.
Estamos aquí porque los vendedores estamos hartos de que nos culpen del abuso, del desamparo por parte de todos, en todos lados.
We are here because we are tired, exhausted from the neglect and the abandonment on behalf of city agencies.
Los vendedores somos neoyorquinos, contribuimos a la economía de muchas maneras.
Street vendors are New Yorkers too. We contribute to the economy in many ways.
Cada mes hay un video nuevo viral donde muestra cómo las familias están siendo destrozadas y dañadas, abusadas por el sistema.
Every month there's a new video showing how families are abused and oppressed.
Esto es inaceptable y la ciudad debería de avergonzarse de que traten así a los negocios, a los pequeños negocios.
This is unacceptable, and the city should be ashamed that they treat New York City's smallest businesses this way.
Bajo su mandato todo debería cambiar y deberían de tomar el poder para cambiar el sistema.
They must change the laws so that there can be more justice.
Es hora de la reforma, de que hagan algo con nuestra reforma para la venta ambulante.
It is time for to pass a reform, the street vendor reform package.
We want to say this loud and clear. Enforcement is not policy. This is why we call on City Council to finally create some order by passing the street vendor reform package. We are grateful that we get today the chance to speak publicly at a public hearing on vendor reform in support of Intro 431, ensure vendors access to business licenses. Intro 408 creates a division of Street Vendors Association within New York City Small Business Services. Let's make that happen today. Let's make it happen.
El acoso policíaco no es política. Por eso pedimos al Consejo Municipal que ponga orden. Que ponga orden, aprobando nuestro paquete de reformas. Agradecemos que hoy nos brindan la oportunidad de intervenir públicamente en la audiencia pública sobre la reforma a los vendedores ambulantes en apoyo a la intro 431 y a la intro 408. Que da servicios a los pequeños emprendedores de la ciudad de Nueva York.
Calvin, we're calling with speakers, right?
Yes, we are. At this time, we're going to call Helen Heath from Flushing, Queens.
Flushing Queens, go Helen!
Hi, 大家好，我叫 Helen， 我来自法拉盛安内的成员之一。
Hi, my name is Helen. I'm one of the members of the Street Vendor Project from Flushing Queens.
在这里，我说明一下我对431和408法案的大力支持。
I would like to express my strong support for Intro 431 and Intro 408.
这是因为我有2个孩子，一个现在在上小学，一个现在在就读大学2年级。
This is because I have 2 children, one that's in elementary school and the other one that's in her 2nd year of college.
我还和一个86岁的老母亲生活在一起，这就是我的家庭成员。
I also live with my 86-year-old mother, who I take care of. This is my family.
请问什么工作能让我做到2点15可以接送孩子放上学、做饭、照顾年迈的母亲？
I ask you all, what job allows me to pick up and drop off my children from school at 2:15 p.m., cook and take care of my elderly mother?
还要交学费。
I also have to pay tuition.
在这种情况下，我能做什么呢？
Under these circumstances, what else can I do?
对于我们这些在街上卖东西的人来说，风雨无阻，冷酷无情，我们都会出门。
For those of us who sell in the streets, we go out regardless of the weather, whether it's cold or hot, rainy or snowy.
我们只是普通的人，经营着自己的小生意。
We are just ordinary people who run our small businesses, who work hard within our own hands to create a living and contribute to our community.
用自己的双手辛勤劳作来谋生，为社区做出贡献。现在有经济糟糕的情况，没有钱可赚，我们只能靠努力的工作来维持生计。
Right now, the existing economy is in bad shape, and there's no money to be made. We are just trying to make a living with our hard work.
现在你们却动用大批来自各个城市机构的执法人员来打压我们这些小商贩。
Now, New York City is using a huge number of enforcement officers from various city agencies to suppress us small vendors.
为了驱逐我们，你们给我们开罚单，没收我们的货物，这让我们感觉到很绝望和无助。
To drive us away, they give us tickets and confiscate our goods. It makes us feel desperate and helpless, leaving us no way out.
更让我们感觉到走投无路。我们犯了什么罪？我们是街头小贩，只是卖东西。我们不是罪犯，更不是逃犯。我 我们不要这样对待我们，我们是这个社区的贡献者。
What crime have we committed? We are street vendors selling goods. We are not criminals, nor are we fugitives. Don't treat us like this. We are contributors to this community.
摊位生意对我们来说非常重要，毁掉我们的小生意，这是我们唯一的收入来源，这是最大的犯罪。
The vending business is very important to us. It is the greatest crime to destroy my small business, which is my only source of income.
今天，我和我的摊贩同行以及所有支持我们的人，在这里作证支持431和408法案。
I'm here today with my fellow vendors and those who support us to testify in support of Intro 431 and Intro 408.
请给我们颁发执照，让我们可以依法摆摊。
Please issue us a license so that we can vend in accordance with the law and take care of our families.
照顾我们的家人，并继续为我们伟大的纽约这座城市做出贡献。谢谢。
And so we can keep contributing to the great city of New York. Thank you very much.
Ahora le pasamos la voz a nuestra concejal Pierina Sánchez. Aquí tenemos un techo. Oh man, good morning.
Good morning.
No. Buenos días. When I say rain, you say rain or shine. Rain.
Rain or shine.
Rain.
Rain or shine.
Cuando yo diga llueve, truene o vente, ustedes dicen oh vente.
Oh, vente.
Llueve, truene o
Vente.
llueve, truene o
Vente.
Buenos días. Buenos días. There have been so many conversations that led us to this day, to this moment. We have been told that street vending is the third rail. We have been told that we cannot have a hearing on street vending because it is too politically difficult. But let me talk about politics for a moment. Let me talk about opinions. They don't exist, they are created. Politics are created. This moment where our communities are under attack demands that we stand up and we talk about who we are. We protect all New Yorkers. We protect immigrants. We protect those who want to feed their families. And we will not back down because anyone says, oh, what about my re-election? Okay? We are going to fight. Hoy es un día tan importante porque a nosotros nos dijeron una y otra vez de que el tema de vendedores ambulantes no es uno que se puede hablar, no es uno que se debe platicar en un año de elección, pues esto es una realidad de la política y una realidad de las opiniones. No existen, se crean, no existen, se crean. Y por eso es que nosotros no nos vamos a sentar, porque este es un momento en el cual nuestras comunidades están bajo ataque. Y como neoyorquinos, eso no son quienes somos nosotros. I am the daughter and granddaughter of street vendors.
All right.
I would not be here as a city council member, graduated from Harvard and Princeton, representing my community with pride if it wasn't for street vendors. Yo no existiría en mi capacidad como concejal si no fuera por los vendedores ambulantes. Entonces, lo tenemos que tratar con justicia. Nosotros podemos hacer dos cosas en la ciudad de Nueva York. Podemos arreglar las políticas públicas para que hagan sentido, para que tengamos orden en nuestras calles y también podemos lograr la justicia. Hoy día no estamos haciendo ninguna de esas cosas. Tenemos caos en muchas calles. Tenemos
desorden. Tenemos infelicidad porque una persona que se despierta a las 3 o 4 de la mañana le botan todo su trabajo de un momento para el otro. Y un supermercado que a lo mejor el dueño empezó como vendedor ambulante, tampoco siente su justicia. Entonces, ese es un problema que está afectando a todos y lo tenemos que arreglar. Today in New York City, we have a mess on our streets. A person who wakes up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, they might have their wares all thrown out by the afternoon, unable to pay their rent, unable to feed their families, and that is not justice. And on the other hand, a supermarket owner, who by the way may have gotten their start as a street vendor, also feels like it is chaos and unpredictable. And so we are here today to say we can walk and chew gum. We can have conversation about public policy in an intelligent, balanced way and get to a better future. So today I say, vendedores unidos
Jamás serán vencidos.
Vendedores unidos
Jamás serán vencidos.
Vendedores unidos
Jamás serán vencidos.
Thank you. Rain or shine.
Stop it.
Una gran concejal que no nos va a abandonar.
No more rain. That's it.
At this time, we're going to present to you Comptroller Brad Lander.
Buenos días a todos. Buenos días. Hao. Good morning, street vendors. Good morning. A little rain, which now seems to be stopping, is not going to stop the movement of street vendors, is it? No, it is not. And let's remember, our street vendors are out there in the winter, in the snow, in the rain, in the freezing cold, day in and day out, and in the nice weather also. And they have been for generations. For well over a century, street vending has been an incredible pathway for opportunity in New York City. New York is the city where the daughter and granddaughter of street vendors are the council members, the leaders, the Harvard grads, the Princeton grads, the housing chairs of New York City. That's what vending does. It creates an opportunity just like that. And let's be clear, it makes opportunities for all of us. We love living in a city that offers you the opportunity in the morning, you know, to go and get your empanada or your knish or your pupusa or your fushka. New York is a city where street vending is part of what animates the life of this city. So I was proud when I was a city council member to work with Street Vendor Project, and many of you guys here make the road. Legislation that instructed the administration to issue new licenses. But did they issue those licenses? No! The Adams administration has utterly failed to implement legislation that would have created hundreds, by now thousands of new licenses, so vendors wouldn't have to be paying for them on the black market, and so the system would not have had to remain in chaos. Unfortunately, this administration has taken an utterly punitive approach, which has neither helped solve the chaos in the system nor enabled street vendors to get the licenses that they need for opportunity. And even worse now, time and time and time again, has just destroyed the property of vendors and then told them to file a claim with the city for the damage. We have dozens of street vendors who have filed claims with our office, and yet when we have followed up with the administration to say what happened to that property, where is the evidence, they can provide no property and no evidence. That's not right, is it? No! So I am so proud to be here today to support the Street Vendor Reform Act. Thank you to Councilmember Sanchez and Councilmember Hudson and everybody else who's out here supporting it. One more thing, as the controller, I can tell you, this is good business for New York City. If the city will pass this legislation and issue licenses, it'll immediately bring in as much as $60 million in licensing fees and continue to unleash the economic activity that makes our streets thriving, that creates opportunities for the immigrant families, the veterans, the hard workers of today, so that they can become the thriving college graduates and leaders and council members and entrepreneurs and small business owners of tomorrow. So what do we want? Permits! Now! Permits! Now! Permits! Do we want them? Now! Thank you very much.
We want y'all all to remember that the vendors are the fabric of their community.
That's right.
Fabric. You can't go to Burlington, you can't go to Marshall's to get something that says Harlem, to get something that says Midtown, to get something that says the Village. You can't do it. At this time, we're going to bring on Queensboro President Donovan Richard Jr.
Good morning, vendors. Is everyone out? Is Queens in the house?
Yeah.
Is Queens in the house?
In the house.
Our street vendors in the house.
In the house.
I'm so happy to be here with you all today on the steps of City Hall as we finally rally for and with our street vendors once again. And because Queens stands with our street vendors. And standing with our street vendors means passing these package of bills. All of our street vendors are hardworking immigrants who are just trying to provide for their families. They are city's small businesses. They are front-line workers, and may we not be reminded during the pandemic that it was our vendors who are feeding our communities. And more than anything else, they want to follow the rules and be treated fairly by our city. But for far too long, the city's archaic regulatory system and our vendor license cap makes it essentially impossible for them to get in compliance with city law, even though they all want to be. And that's where Intros 408 and 431 come in, of course, to create an Office of Street Vendor Services, and of course to get licenses for their businesses, because our vendors are small business owners. And for far too long, many of our street vendors have had to live and work in the shadow. The city must stop criminalizing street vendors who are merely just providing for their families. Instead, what the city should do, instead of sending 200 cops to Roosevelt Avenue, they should be cutting the red tape and facilitating a healthy regulatory system and environment for our small businesses to thrive. If we really care about our immigrant-owned small businesses, then we will reform our system to better support these vendors. And let me say, during a time when we see what this federal administration is doing, we see how they are targeting our immigrant communities. We are leaving our communities vulnerable. We are leaving them vulnerable to deportation tactics by the Trump administration as well. So we say no more today. We say no more today. It is time to do right by our street vendors. In the meantime, my office will continue to partner with the great organization. I want to thank Muhammad and Karina. Thank you. We will continue to work to make sure that we can support spaces like Corona Plaza, where you can get a taste of the world, the best food in the city. Sorry, no offense to everybody else. All the way to Jamaica and Flushing as well, where vending is prevalent as well. Once again, I want to thank the Street Vendors Project. Let's get these bills passed. I want to thank my colleagues and the City Council. Thank you, Chairwoman, for getting us here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. There are people in City Hall that are saying that the vendors are unregulated. Well, they have the opportunity today to regulate us by giving us license so that we can be regulated and the right thing can be done. Okay, our next speaker will be Samuel, restaurant owner, Golden Diner, Golden Hob, and New York City Kimchi.
Woo! Morning.
My name is Sam Yu. I'm a chef, and I'm proud to say that I'm also a business owner of multiple businesses here in New York. What makes me even more proud is that I'm a born and raised native New Yorker, meaning I was privileged with the gift of growing up in this great city. Part of growing up in New York meant that I was fortunate enough to grow up with a kaleidoscopic array of food, cuisine, and culture. I went to Stuyvesant High School, just a few blocks from where we're standing today, and as a young teenager, I was exposed to Middle Eastern, Bangladeshi, Chinese, and even regions of the world so specific as South Indian food, all at an extremely young age. A large part of why I was able to experience these foods as a young and broke 15-year-old is because I was able to buy these foods as they were accessible to me from street vendors. As we all know, our city has some of the highest rates of commerce and tourism in the world. And what street vendors allow is making the culture accessible at affordable pricing. Street vendors are a huge part of our identity as a cosmopolitan city. Through cuisine, they're able to spread culture, diversity, two integral parts of what makes New York special and a coveted place to live and travel to. Street vendors are a huge part of New York's identity and what we represent as New York. We should be enabling their work and uplifting them by giving them the tools to succeed through legal and systematic structure, all of which the street vendor reform package provide. What we should not be doing is putting up more bureaucratic red tape to prevent the hardworking residents of our great city to do an honest day's work, such as selling food and beverage at an affordable and low cost. I was born from immigrant parents that operated restaurants. I've experienced firsthand and witnessed what the life of what hard work and dedication can achieve. Not only have I watched my parents, but I too am able to speak of the challenges of working incessantly for decades, starting out as a dishwasher and working my way up to a business owner. Street vendors deserve this opportunity and so much more. I'm a small business owner that has created jobs, community, and culture. I know that the street vendors, if given this opportunity, can and will do the same. I believe that their entrepreneurial spirit of trying to open businesses despite having extremely limited resources, not being able to speak the language, or navigate the complexities of starting and creating business is something that we need to support so that through their own abilities and hard work, folks can contribute to New York's culture and economy. All right. Before I leave this podium today, I'd like to state why the street vendor reform package makes so much sense and are simply stated just good business practice. First, our tax dollars will be spent more efficiently. Currently, street vendors are criminalized, and the money we've all worked so hard for and hand over to the government are being used to police street vendors. I mean, I can't be the only one who thinks this is madness and that there's so much better ways to spend our tax dollars, such as education or transit improvement. Yes. And at the very least, actually policing criminals, real criminals. Yes. The package also will increase revenue for the city, as mentioned earlier, as the vendors will be held responsible for paying taxes through tax ID numbers. It will give structure and order for the vendors. Under specific guidelines, food and beverage offerings will be safer. Lastly, in terms of brass tax improvement for our city, the reform package will be responsible for job creation. More money spent will create jobs. More jobs created will mean more money being spent, which all result in a healthy economy. All of these reasons and so much more are why I support the street vendor reform package, and I'm testifying in support of Intros 431 and 408 today. I call on all restaurants and New Yorkers to do the same. Thank you.
We want to thank Samuel for that today. At this time, we're going to call on Council Member Crystal Hudson.
Thank you.
Woo!
Good morning. This is called the
street vendor reform package because it needs to reform a system that hasn't worked for so long and for so many people. We're talking about 23,000 New Yorkers who will benefit from this package. Thank you to Councilmember Pirina Sanchez, to the Street Vendor Project, to all of the organizations and advocates who have gotten us here today. It is incumbent upon us now to move the bills forward, to pass the package, and to make this a better system for so many people. This is a gender justice issue. It's an immigrant justice issue. It's a racial justice issue. There is absolutely no reason for these bills to pass and to move forward. And I'm just proud to stand here with everybody. These are folks who stand in all types of weather, as the comptroller mentioned, and it's the absolute very least we can do to stand here with you in the rain today. Thank you.
Es hora de trabajar, es hora de aprobar el proyecto, ¿verdad? Ahora le vamos a dar la voz a la líder mayoritaria, Amanda Farías.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So thank you to my colleagues in government, the Progressive Caucus, but specifically the Street Vendor Project and every vendedor behind me. Yes. Showing up and speaking out today is incredibly important. We're here because the fight for justice and equal opportunity is long overdue. Let's be real. Street vendors are not a side note in this city or in our economy. They are integral to our economy. They're entrepreneurs, job creators, culture barriers, and neighborhood builders. But instead of being celebrated, they're out here being criminalized. Instead of being supported, they've been shut out, buried in red tape, and trapped in a broken system that treats them like second-class citizens. That ain't right. That ain't right. There are over 23,000 street vendors across the city, feeding us, creating jobs, keeping culture alive. When you buy that pretzel, what's that symbol? New York City. Right. But because of outdated caps and bureaucracy, the vast majority can't even get a basic license. Instead, they're forced into an underground market, paying thousands just to survive. They risk tickets, fines, and criminalization. Over 2,000 criminal summonses this year alone already, mostly targeting immigrants and working-class New Yorkers. That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. It's why I'm proud to be the co-prime sponsor of Introduction 431 alongside Councilmember Sanchez. Yeah. And why, in this long overdue process, I've also introduced Introduction 1251. Intro 431 tackles the root of the crisis, the license caps that have kept vendors locked out for decades. Intro 431 lifts those caps, strengthens training, and sets vendors up for success, not for criminalization. Introduction 1251 ensures the city follows through on its promise of Local Law 18 of 2021 to issue 4,450 mobile food vendor licenses through 2032. Right now, the city is only required to make 445 applications available each year, not actual licenses. That means many vendors are still left in limbo, stuck in a system that falls short of its goals. 1251 closes that loophole by authorizing the city to issue more applications when the number of licenses issued is less than the intended amount by Local Law 18. Just to make sure we have the 445 licenses issued each year. I mean, that's common sense, right?
That's right.
This authorized flexibility would allow the city to keep its promises, process more applications, and issue more permits. More permits in more hands means greater stability, stronger economic opportunity, and long overdue progress for vendors who have waited far too long for action. Now I'm going to talk about facts, and I'm sure people have said this before me. 96% of street vendors are immigrants. Nearly half are women, and most still can't get access to a basic permit. Already this year, again, 2,000 criminal summonses have issued, a 64% spike from last year. And that's not about public safety. It's targeted enforcement on the immigrant and working class communities in New York City. This is about justice, dignity, and gender equity, because when women make up half of the vending workforce but hold only a fraction of the permits, that's a gap we must confront and we must close. It's time to pass Intro 1251 and Intro 431. Let's get this full reform package across the finish line and finally build a system that's fair, functional, and rooted in justice for our vendors. This is the moment for us to finally get it right, to create a city that respects, protects, and uplifts the entrepreneurs who keep neighborhoods thriving. Let's get it done together. Thank you all.
Es hora de vendedores, es hora de liderazgo. Así que invitamos a pasar al compañero del Bronx Street Vendors, Vicente Ventimilla.
Gracias, buenos días a todos los aquí presentes. Mi nombre es Vicente Ventimilla, soy líder de Bronx Street Vendors. Quiero dar gracias a Dios, al proyecto de vendedores SVP, a las organizaciones que nos apoyan para defender nuestros derechos, a los medios de comunicación por esta amplia cobertura.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Vicente Ventimilla. I am a member of the Bronx Street Vendors, and I want to give thanks to God, to the Street Vendor Project, and to all the organizations that are present today here that help us defend our rights, and of course, the media.
Los vendedores ambulantes de la ciudad de Nueva York exigimos a nuestras autoridades una reforma urgente de nuestra legislación. Estos 4 proyectos de ley son vitales para transformar el concepto errado sobre la venta ambulante.
The street vendors of the city of New York demand that the city move forward on the street vendor reform package. These 4 bills are vital to transforming street vending.
Miles de familias autosustentables que salimos a las calles diariamente sin importar climas severos o los peligros que implica trabajar en esta urbe. Ahora además tenemos que soportar el acoso permanente de sanidad que, valiéndose de una ley vetusta, arremete en contra nuestro sin importar los protocolos que demandan estos procedimientos y vulnerando los derechos que la ley nos asiste.
Thousands of self-sustaining families who struggle daily, regardless of the severe weather or the dangers of the street, go out to seek our livelihood to survive in this city, where it's becoming increasingly difficult to reach our goal.
Es primordial que el Honorable Consejo dé paso a estas propuestas de ley y que las apruebe, ya que garantizarán el bienestar para la comunidad en general.
It is essential that the Honorable City Council pass these bills so that they can guarantee the well-being of our community.
Las plazas de trabajo que se habrán de legalizar serán la forma más clara de la eficiencia y predisposición de la administración actual para dejar un pasado que ha estigmatizado a tan noble oficio. Además, garantizará comerciantes más eficientes y comprometidos con las ordenanzas y normativas del Cabildo.
The current legislation that governs us does not allow us to obtain permits and licenses to practice our work because it has not been revised or updated for decades, which is why we are subject to constant persecution.
En nombre de los vendedores ambulantes de esta ciudad, hacemos votos para que se tomen decisiones basadas en la justicia, la tolerancia y el respeto al derecho universal del trabajo. Gracias.
In the name of all street vendors of this city, we ask that you vote in favor of a decision that will be based on justice, tolerance, and respect, and the universal right for work. Thank you.
We have a couple of more speakers before we head to the rally, so let's get this over with, okay? We have 3 more speakers. Oops, sorry. Calvin.
Okay. Don't exactly know who I'm calling right now.
Lovely. Lovely from the Immigration Coalition.
Pasémosle la voz a la señorita Lovely Tejeda.
Thank you so much. My name is Lovely Tejada. I'm the Chief of Staff at the NYIC, and I am proud to be here representing the New York Immigration Coalition, a statewide umbrella organization that represents 200 immigrant and refugee rights groups throughout the state, and we are proud members of the Street Vendor Justice Coalition. Street vendors are the heart of New York's street economy, and an overwhelming 96% of street vendors are immigrants, many of whom came to this country seeking better opportunities, justice, and dignity. Today, there are more than 23,000 street vendors operating throughout the 5 boroughs, and yet only a fraction of them are recognized in New York for exactly what they are, entrepreneurs, and New York's smallest business owners. That's why we urgently need the City Council to advance the Street Vendor Reform Platform Package. This includes Intro 431, which ensures fair access to vending licenses, and Intro 408, which would create a division within the New York City Department of Small Business Services to support vendors with education and compliance tools that they need to survive and thrive. Today's hearing could not come at a more critical time. Street vendors, especially immigrant vendors, are facing a surge in criminal summons from the NYPD. And over-policing puts their livelihoods, their families, and futures at serious risk. We must move toward a fair and transparent system that regulates, not criminalizes, street vending. Inaction is not neutral. It is complicity with policies that echo the anti-immigrant sentiment of the Trump administration. And by continuing to treat vendors as criminals instead of business owners, the mayor is choosing to punish immigrants and low-income New Yorkers. We call on the City Council to act now to protect these essential members of our city, and let's build a New York that works for all of us. Yes. Thank you.
Los vendedores en la casa. Llamamos a la señorita concejal Carmen de la Rosa.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Councilmember Carmen de la Rosa. I represent Northern Manhattan in Washington Heights and in Inwood. And my community is a community that eats from our vendors. We buy from our vendors. They are our neighbors, and we trust our vendors. I have to say that these vendors represent a workforce in our city. In addition to being the labor chair in the City Council, I'm also the co-vice chair of the Progressive Caucus. This is a caucus priority because we understand that this is a workforce that is at the margins, at the crosshairs of poverty and a broken immigration system in our city. What we need is reform so that these families can continue to be provided for. What we need is a system that is not deadlocked in a way where vendors continue to sell without regulation because there is no possible way to regulate the work that they do. These vendors are the face of our city, and they are here telling us they want to vend legally on our streets. They want to follow the laws of our city, but we have to provide a path for them to do so safely. And so I am here. I have one of the bills in the package of reform bills. I want to thank Councilmember Pierina Sanchez, my sister from across the bridge in the Bronx. And I want to thank the Street Vendor Project for not giving up on this fight. I think the speaker before me, Lovely, said it best. Inaction is complicity. And right now, we are fighting the complicity of an administration on the federal level who seeks to criminalize immigrants right here in our city. There's no better way to provide those immigrants dignity than for allow for them to provide for their families. And vending has been the way. Before I got elected, before I came to this city, there were vendors here already. And so we must respect them, and we respect them by making sure that the laws that we pass in our city see them as well. And so I'm proud to support this package and I look forward to the passage. En español, soy la concejal de Washington Heights. En Washington Heights nosotros compramos de nuestros vendedores, comemos de nuestros vendedores y estamos aquí porque esta es una fuerza laboral en nuestra ciudad. En un momento donde los inmigrantes están siendo tienen opresión de un gobierno federal, nos toca a nosotros en la ciudad asegurar que estos trabajadores puedan proveer para sus familias. Muchas gracias.
Que las voces de la ciudadanía se escuchen alto y fuerte. Démosle la voz a Valeria Paz Reyes.
Rain or shine, rain or shine,
Rain or shine, rain or shine, rain or shine.
Muy buenos días a todos y todas. Good morning, everyone. I'm Valeria Paz Reyes, she, her, ella. I'm here with Voces Ciudadanas. Estoy aquí con Voces Ciudadanas. Soy la directora de Advocacy. Voces Ciudadanas is a grassroots organization based in Sunset Park. ¿Tenemos a Sunset Park aquí? We work to build the collective power of immigrants through leadership development, community organizing, popular education, and the creation of spaces for dialogue to make social justice a reality for everyone. And we are here because we know that supporting the street vendor reform pack is the right thing. Estamos aquí porque apoyar el paquete de reforma para vendedores ambulantes es lo correcto. Street vendors have always been an essential part of Sunset Park. For many immigrant families, street vending is not only a way to earn a living, but also a way to share the culture and contribute to the rich diversity that makes New York City the vibrant city that it is. Los vendedores ambulantes es lo que representa Nueva York. Street vendors represent the energy, the hustle, the heart of the city. Y ellos se merecen nuestro respeto y merecen dignidad. In the current climate of tyranny that we are living through, where our brothers and sisters are being kidnapped from their families and communities, street vendors risk their livelihood every day to put food on the table. Cuando nuestras familias, nuestros hermanos y hermanos están siendo secuestrados, los vendedores son los que salen en la calle para traer comida a su casa. Así que tenemos que hacer lo correcto. We need to make sure that we're doing the right thing, and we need to pass the reform package for street vendors. Tenemos que pasar el paquete de reforma para los vendedores ambulantes. ¿Y se puede? ¡Sí se puede!
One last speaker.
Sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede. At this time, we're going to bring on our public advocate, Jamani Williams.
Peace and blessing, love and light, everybody. I say vendor, you say power. Vendor!
Power!
Vendor.
Power!
Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak on this amazing intersection subject. We're talking about immigration, we're talking about small business, we're talking about economic power. First of all, I know even in this rain, there's a lot of vendors outside right now providing a great service to the city of New York. That's right. They're out there, rain or shine, providing services for us. And we know that. And so the fact that they're providing an essential service to us that many of us count on daily, count on even more during COVID, and now we're trying to not give them the support they needed is the definition of exploitation. And we have to stop exploiting people who provide services to us on a daily basis that we could not do without. They are the fabric of New York City. And additionally, we are living in a time where our immigrant community are under attack. Has nothing to do with illegality, has nothing to do with anything else. They are just under attack. And New York City has to do everything we can to protect our immigrant population, to protect New York City, to protect small businesses. This is what we ask people to do. We ask them to push the economic engines of our city. This is what this community has been doing. I'm proud to have a bill in this package to try to force small businesses to provide this small business services, to provide the services to all of these small businesses, and thank them for all the work that they've been doing to keep the fabric of our city moving. I don't know, and you don't know, what this city would look like without our small vendors. We just don't know. So if we count on them, we have to help them. They're not doing, when they're not asking for anything they haven't earned and anything they don't deserve. So I'm glad to have this hearing. It is so much intersection that I don't even understand how you could be opposed to it, particularly at where we are right now. Let's have the hearing. Let's get it passed. Thank you so much for all the work.
Okay, everybody, we just want to thank you for coming. We want to thank all of the coalitions that came out to support Street Vendor, especially Faith in New York, because I'm a part of it, so I remember that name. But every other coalition that came out, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. Now we're about to go inside.
That's right.